Oh, okay. I am in a good mood today, guys, because BTS just dropped Dynamite, their newest single, and it's really good and it radiates energy, and that's really nice. It radiates happy energy, and they just all look so happy, and I'm such a big fan of them. So I'm real happy. It's just good vibes all around, you know? But yeah, let's. Why does that. Every time I come in, it's weird. Is there one of these things? No. Okay, well, what we were doing is this. I have lubricant. Oh god, copper is the worst to have to find. Is it copper? Yeah, copper is the worst. Okay, what is this? Oh yes, I know. I have lube. Pretty sure. So let's do this. And then what else did I need? Let's do this, and then we'll go. Oh wait, wrong one. Oh, crayons. No, just kidding. We can't do that yet because we still need the mobile vehicle bay, right? Okay. So titanium ingot and a power cell. $10 titanium? Okay, well, we have that somewhere. And what do we need for a battery? A power cell. Oh, we need a power cell. So 2 battery and silicone rubber. We need, oh god, it's gonna be so much copper. Okay, let me actually pause and I'll be right back. Okay, took a bathroom break. Got everything I needed for the mobile vehicle bay. I built that. And now I just have to deploy it and see what we need for the CMOS. Did I build the battery? I think I had a little bit more for a battery because my Sea Glide needs a battery. I wasted all of that. Oh, also I ate food. Where are we? Oh yes, I need to build the battery. Okay, cool. Okay, building the battery for the Sea Glide. 4. No, get out of here. 4. And R. And how do I switch? R. O. Select. Okay, cool. And then put that away. And then I guess we just put that in there. I don't really know what to do with that. Okay, let's go outside. Is it daytime yet? Oh, thank God. I hate nighttime. Let's release this dude. Release? Nope. How do I release? Did I release it? God, that was confusing. Okay. And I guess up we go. Vehicles, CMOS. Okay. I need glass, which means I need quartz. And another power cell? Why? I hate having to look for copper. No. Okay. Well, let's go get some of that. I'm not going to pause because I have some stuff I actually want to talk about. Okay, I have a lot of lube, and I do have lead. So I just need quartz titanium, and a lot of copper. And I already forgot what goes in a battery. Because I need 2 batteries. Okay, I need 2 copper. I have silicone rubber. Okay, so I need 2 copper. Right? God, my brain function properly. Okay, so let's go. Excuse me? Okay, I need 2 copper and titanium. Lord of mercy, brain fart. Okay. Okay, so both of those things are in here somewhere. Anyway. I finished watching The Legend of Korra yesterday. I need to cure some fish, so I'll get some of that too. I finished watching The Legend of Korra, and I gotta say, now that I've watched it as an adult, most of my feelings for the show have changed. You know, I got a couple years of experience. I know a little bit more about myself and about, you know, emotions as a teenager and such. And so, I don't hate the show as much as I did before. I did super hate The Legend of Korra. Like, it was so bad. Before, right? But now I've rewatched it and I don't hate it. I don't necessarily love it. I don't really love the show. But that being said, I think the main issue with The Legend of Korra is Korra herself. They made her very unlikable. But I think I've come to realize that the reason she's unlikable is because she's so human. She's so human in the fact that, you know, she is a teenager who has had her entire life planned out for her, and she's been sheltered from the world. And you know, everybody she's grown up being constantly criticized and constantly being compared to Avatar Aang, which is canonly, you know, one of the best avatars ever, simply because, you know, he ended the 100-year war. He was only 12 years old. And so, oxygen. Like, she's never gonna live up to that, you know? Not only, like, for the viewer, but for the people in the world in her time. 30 seconds. So it sucks because in the same way that those people really, like, just don't get along with her is so she's a teenager, right? And so, like, when you're a teenager, you rebel. Most people, you know, they rebel. They're hot-headed. They think about, like, themselves and how everything's the end of the world, and very, you know, and they don't really have all of the answers or really have as much knowledge as they think they do, and they make a lot of mistakes. And I think that it's very different from Aang, who didn't get to grow up before our eyes, you know. He was 12 years old, and I don't know if y'all are 12 or have siblings, but most 12-year-olds, most people, like, at 8 to 12 are very pliable. They're very pliable individuals. Not to say that all are, or that they're dumb in some way. It's just like that at that age, you know, everybody is so much older than you, and everybody's always telling you to like listen and to be good, and so you are, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not bad. And so like we saw Aang at a very pliable age, at a very age where he's definitely like following the rules and stuff like that, and he's not like rebelling and thinking that, you know, it's his way or the highway. And on top of that, you know, he was raised by monks, and you know, they have a very strict code of conduct, and she wasn't. And so she's very human in that sense, I want to say, because, you know, she's a normal teenager and she thinks she has the world figured out, and she really doesn't at all, and it really just makes her aggravating to watch. And I think we can all see a little bit of ourselves, a little bit of our worst qualities in her. Especially for me, like, when I was her age, I was the worst. I continue to be the worst sometimes because I do think I have everything figured out. And so, you know, I get, like, she's really unlikable. She's just a teenager, you know, and I think people forget that because the teenage experience is different from that of a 12-year-old boy, you know, even though obviously he has had a lot of hardships and he did struggle in the show. And so, I don't know, I've been thinking about that because you can't really expect, do I have 4 of these already? Because you can't really expect a 16 or 17-year-old girl to behave the same way a 12-year-old boy is going to be. A 12-year-old monk, you know? You can't really expect that. And so in that aspect, I totally understand her, and I'm totally like okay with her character in that sense. But I also understand, and why she's so incredibly unlikable is because it's frustrating to watch as a viewer, because it feels like she takes 1 step forward and 2 steps back. And that's incredibly annoying as a viewer, like, to, every season to, like, at the end of the season, it seems like she's learned that she has to listen to people and accept people's help, and then in the next season, she does the same thing over and over again. And it's like she didn't learn anything, and I guess that's also part of the human experience where we just don't learn, and we really should. I need more quartz. And we really should, but we don't. And so, I don't know. I'm really sad that they made her so unlikable. And obviously there's people who like her, and that's totally valid and okay. But personally for me, like, they made her really unlikable, and that sucks because, you know, she is a powerful and strong female character who did so much in the show, and like she did grow. Like by the last season, she did grow and learn and did all her character development, but it just wasn't. It didn't feel necessarily great because there was a lot of other female characters that I loved, and they were strong, powerful women who would murder you if they needed to, and they were very much likable. It's like the issue is that KORRA was not likable, and that sucks because she was the main character, and if you like her, that's cool. I'm not going to debate you on it, but like there was something about her that just wasn't it. And it has nothing to do with who Aang was, because they're 2 separate shows, and it's not necessary to think about them in any other way. Oh yeah, I need mushroom. I need 4 of those. You don't have to think about them as a unit because they're 2 separate individuals. And so I've been thinking about that because it really saddens me that they made her so unlikable and so frustrating to watch, especially because when you're watching, you know that the stuff that's happening when she goes in head first and doesn't listen to anybody. She goes head first, doesn't listen to anybody, ruins the whole thing. And it's like, as much as like, don't victim blame, but like, it's her fault. It's her fault, and it's frustrating to watch. Because if she could just listen, but also that's also like, see what I mean? It's also like, that's part of being a teenager. You don't listen and you suck. And that's just it. Oh God, what is that? So I don't know. I have mixed feelings. Like, I really don't like her. But I also like, understand her character. And I'm okay with her being frustrating. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. But I don't know. Just like every other female character who was kind of not great is way more interesting, and not more interesting, but like, I don't know. And also, on top of that, like I was saying earlier, like, we're talking about, you know, she was raised as the Avatar, and not only that, but she's been constantly criticized because those guys that were raising her were very critical, obviously, because, you know, they want her to, they want her to do her best. And be ready for when it's time to be the Avatar. But, you know, when you're being constantly criticized, oh, Lube, really, dude? You start to get, you know, defensive. You get defensive, and when you have the opportunity and the freedom to make decisions for yourself, you take them, and they're not always the best decisions, but, you know, it is what it is. So, I don't know. That's just my take on it. But what I find really interesting for the show is... Let's do this finally, okay.
The sea moth is a fast, safe mode of transport.
Oh, that's
but
so cool.
That swimming is good for your glutes and endorphin levels.
Okay, thanks, but all I do is swim. I'm probably super hardcore fit. Can I get out? Oh my God. Okay, this is gonna make it so much easier to explore.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yes. Okay. So what I was saying, let's go explore that shipwreck. I don't think I got everything that was in there, so I want to go check that. So what I found interesting was it hit me like season 2. I found interesting that they didn't make her struggle with fire bending. They made her struggle with where's Lorek? With airbending. And I think that's a very interesting choice, and I think it's symbolic. Because in Aang's version of the show, they made Earth what he struggled with, specifically because they said that not only was it the opposite of him, but it was the opposite of air. They said that it was the opposite of air, so it makes sense for him to struggle with it more, because it's the opposite element. But for her, the opposite element would be where's the entrance? It was up here or something, no? Whoops. They made the opposite element. They didn't use the opposite element, and I think that that's very purposeful, because because this dude already, because this show was never going to live up to Aang and the gang. The show, whoever was gonna hate it was gonna hate it, and the show was never going to be seen as good, or doing the same tropes, and doing, you know, the same things as that show. So making her struggle with airbending, not only because it's the opposite of her personality, but because, like, they aren't I think it's symbolic to, sorry, I'm trying to do this and think at the same time. It's
Blueprint acquired.
It's symbolic because oh, nice. Let's take that.
Vital signs stabilizing.
It's symbolic because, you know, just as she is struggling to live up to Aang and live up to and learn airbending and master airbending, the show is struggling to not only like live up to that, but be different and to not be the same as that show. Was there not an entrance to the rest of the wreckage through this way?
30 seconds.
Yes. BRB. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So I think it's interesting and symbolic that they chose airbending instead of firebending. Anyway, I don't know if anybody else has thought this, but I just thought it was really interesting because, you know, according to the other show, you would think that she struggles with firebending, but she doesn't. She struggles with airbending, just as the show struggles with, you know, Aang's legacy and what he represents to people. And he was just a good all-around kid who was living his best life. Well, as much as he could, because it was honestly not that great. I saw a post where somebody said, I don't know if this is accurate, but somebody said that the next Avatar takes on the form of what you regret the most. And so they said that Aang regrets not being more decisive and not being more, I guess, headstrong, and he regrets like running away and causing the you know, extinction of his people. Oh dear God. Oh, fudge. How do I get back to where I was? I don't remember. So then when the Avatar was reborn, this time she was incredibly decisive and strong and strong-willed. And I think going into this show as an adult and having realized all of these different things of her as a character helped me appreciate the show more. But I gotta say, my favorite character was Bolin, and you know, he was good comic relief in an otherwise a very serious show. And I think there was also people who were complaining. Can I go through here? There was also people complaining that, you know, he started and ended the show as like the goofy character, but I disagree. I think that Bolin did grow up a bit, but at the same time,
foreign bacteria levels in the water. Performing a self-scan is advised.
well, okay, let's do that then. Oh, F. Oops.
Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. Detecting trace amounts of foreign bacteria. Continuing to monitor.
Ooh. We're gonna start getting sick soon then. God, I really don't remember how I got in. Wasn't it at the side? Was it the top? Whoops, stop getting out. Lord of mercy. Anyway, I don't know if this makes any sense or if I'm even being, if I'm even being coherent at this point. What is that long boy? What is that? Ah! Who are you? You're a long boy. Ooh. Lord of mercy. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, Lord of mercy. He's scary. No, go away, please stop. Okay, I'll come back to you to scan you, but I really need to find an entrance. Why can't I find it? I'm pretty sure I went through there. Why? Stop getting out. But yeah. I'm pretty sure I came through here. I came through here. And that's the only way in. So... Okay, so I was down here earlier, and there's another entrance this way. Oh, okay, I just went the wrong way. Okay, sounds good. Let's get out the scanner. Yo, I am sweating up a storm. I got, papers. I am sweating up a storm in here. No, was that really it? I got everything? So I came back here for no reason. Bruh. Yep, I came back here for no reason. Where's... Yep. Okay. So then I guess I got everything.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I did get one extra thing, which was just the water, which I know. Stop. I can't get in. Okay. But yeah. So I'm glad I rewatched the show. I'm glad I rewatched the show because I did enjoy it. It's a good continuation of the story, I think. You know, we get to see what happened after, you know, after they fixed everything, and I like that they tried to make the show a little bit more adult. They tried to make the show a little bit more adult and touch on things that a lot of older kids tend to struggle with, which is like with stuff like, you know, mental illness, where KORRA, not necessarily what she's going through, because I think what she was going through was, you know, PTSD, but things like depression and having anxiety, and, you know, as a kid, if you have that and you don't really have a place to talk about it, or a place or words to put to how you feel, I think it can be very empowering and to feel, you know, a little bit less alone. Obviously it's a cartoon, not a person, but I think cartoons in that way can be very powerful. And also how they didn't make Aang and the gang perfect parents. You know, Aang was so worried about his legacy and his people that he kind of neglected 2 out of 3 of his kids, and they struggled with that emotionally. And I know, you know, parents don't usually, in my opinion, love their kids equally. You know, they say they do, but Or they might, but they do treat their kids differently, and for whatever reason that they have. Which is fine, I guess. Or whatever. I don't have kids. I don't really have knowledge or experience in that field. That fish is really horrifyingly large. But, you know, and then Toph also struggled with, you know, parenting because
Vital signs stabilizing.
she did a complete 180 of what her parents did to her. So, you know, her kids also struggled with that even through adulthood. And so I think they tackled certain subjects really well. And overall, 8 out of 10. 7 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. Not the best. It was a little, most of the episodes were a little bit boring. Not like super boring. I obviously still watched the whole thing. Season 3, I think, was the best of all of the seasons. And episodes without KORRA were usually better. And I think that has more to do with wanting to keep the audience engaged, because usually when you have side characters be the main focus of the show, you kind of don't care and you lose interest. And so I think they put a lot of thought and effort into the side episodes that they actually kind of came out better than when KORRA was there. I don't know. In conclusion, the show is good and you should definitely watch it, but don't expect it to be Aang. Don't hold that against it. It's different and unique in its own way, and that's okay. Anyway, I did nothing productive except get the sea moth, so we're gonna end it here because I really gotta start work. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening to me ramble about Legend of Korra. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like to listen to me talk about stuff and play a little bit of Subnautica. I do want to go back to scan that long boy because I don't know what that is. So we might go back and do that. I also have the radio. I do see it. I just haven't done it because I wanted to go back to that wreckage to make sure I had everything, and turns out I did. So yeah, that's it from me. I'm a log off. Wrong button. And thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.